Hi, my name is Logan Walker with the Walk of Life podcast, where I interview people, break down their lives, and get to know what they know.
Hello. Today's just me. Just me. I figured I haven't really introduced myself. Nobody really knows anything about me, so it's a little weird being here talking to my wall. But we're gonna see how this goes and try it out. So a little bit about myself. I am from the coast of Washington State in a little teeny tiny town named Labam, Washington. I moved there when I was 8. We just moved down the road, really. Originally, it's from Raymond, Washington. Beautiful experience. I had a couple neighbors. That was it. And there's a town population is like 200. Teeny tiny town. My best friend who lived across the road, her family owned about 5,000 acres, so we got to pretty much do whatever we wanted to out there and go learn how to have fun by ourselves and learned a lot from that. I had a passion for basketball since earliest I remember is about second grade is when I decided I wanted to take basketball serious and really pursue it. I went to high school out there in Western Washington and proceeded to go to a junior college in Aberdeen, Washington. Learned a lot from that experience as well. I will get into that a little bit later, but I played 2 years there and then was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to play at Missouri Valley College, where I'm currently at. I'm in the last portion of my final semester here. Well, I'll graduate with my degree in teaching. I want to be a middle school math teacher, so that's super exciting. I know most of you listening are like, "Yeah, middle school math," but it's a big time for change in a lot of young people's lives, and that's a challenge that I want to take. It's a big challenge, and I'm excited to actually get to step forth in my own classroom and set my own rules, and help the next generation grow a little bit. So that's a little bit about me. I'm currently a Christian, still learning. I've only been a Christian for a year and a half, almost 2 years. Yeah, about a year and a half, but more likely. So that's awesome. Super excited to keep growing in my faith. So let me answer the question that I asked everybody that comes on. Logan, what do you want your legacy to be? This is a tough one because I ask a lot of people and I change a lot. I'm never someone who's stagnant in my thoughts, in my mental state. The first thing I wrote down was a Christian that let the light of Jesus shine through me. What does that look like? That means being open, to change. Leading by example was my biggest point in there. If I'm a positive person every day, every minute, hopefully I can shine that light onto somebody else and give them the confidence and in themselves to do the same. And if they sit down and ask me like, Logan, how you so positive and happy and passionate all the time, I'm gonna say Jesus, God. I wake up every morning and thank Him for what He's given me. And it's a blessing, so letting Him shine through me to help impact others and change others and influence others. It's a big thing I want to be remembered by. A man that lived his life with faith, in people, in God, in the world. I don't think as a world we're in a great place at the moment. So having faith that the world will come out of that and get out of that and change for the better for each individual, it really keeps me grounded, because if you get caught up in the mass media sort of way, you can really get caught in that. The negativity that is shown on there. I'm not very very fond of it. I know there's a lot of negative things that happen in the world, but you just can't get wrapped up in it. Keeping faith in humanity, like there's good people all over the world. A guy I had on, it was a while ago now, named Jim Noreen. He told me something that really shook me a little bit. He said, for every bad kid out there that is doing wrong and doesn't seem to be doing right, there is also a good kid out there that is doing right and grinding, but you just don't hear about them. Isn't that 100% true? I couldn't explain that, and that just set me such at ease hearing him say that. But yeah, a good Christian that actually puts those values into place and practices it daily, reading the Bible, praying, studying scriptures and such. I wrote down a good father and husband. Eventually, no, I am not married and I do not have kids currently, but those are things that I do want in the future. So that is a priority, and I don't think not being married or having kids currently affects my thoughts of working towards that. I think that starts right now at a young age. I'm only 21. Gonna be 22 next month, but having those thoughts in my mind right now and goals to work towards, so that when that time does come and God places the right person and eventually blesses me with a child, hopefully, I'll be ready. I'll have my values set and my practices, ready to go. And it's the same thing with teaching, lead by example. It's the biggest thing that the kids are like sponges, so if you are doing the right things all the time, that's what they're going to do. It's a really big thing for me right now, and I don't, if you guys have seen my stories lately, I listened to the Stay podcast, and man, they really open your eyes to a lot of things in a relationship sense, and as a father and the mother. So yeah, relationship, being a good husband, being a good father, it's really big on my list currently, and I'm really working hard towards becoming the man I want to be, so that I can become the husband and father I want to be. Third point I wrote down was a good mentor who shaped the next generation, had a positive impact on the world. I journal every day. Not every day, I'm not going to say that. Most days. Every day during the week for sure. And I write down a mission statement, like I said in the podcast with Julie. I want to shape the next generation in a positive manner. Again, that comes back to leading by example, but in the classroom sense, when I'm dealing with, 100 kids a day, that's a really big portion. I have 100 kids and I'm with them 8 hours a day. So being open to discipline them, and be a true mentor. The mentor to me, they lead by example and they do what they say. There's no hypocrisy in the way they act and the way they talk. So if you say something, you do it. That's something I've really learned throughout my student teaching experience. So I'm really thankful for that. And I haven't been perfect about it, and I'm not. I probably guarantee I will never be perfect at it, but I'm going to work towards perfection. It's a growth. It's a growth thing. Always open to growth and change, and that helps just keep you from being stagnant. I think that's if someone is satisfied with who they are, then what are you doing? You're just living life like blah. Like that's not me. I'm always about growing and getting better, no matter what area of life that's in, if that's physical, if that's emotional, if that's intellectual, whatever area of life that you want to grow in, and that it's not even that you want to, it's that you need to. You see flaws, and maybe you can't see them. Somebody just pointed it out to you. If somebody points out a flaw to you, man, sit back and look at it. Reflect on your life. I just came off spring break where I could see my family, and I've been so caught up in grinding for student teaching and had such a great time, but being actually able to sit back and reflect on my life has been a huge key into seeing where I want to go and who I want to be. What do I need to change in my life? What takes priority over something else? So yeah, there's a lot that goes on, and growth is a huge part. Yeah, I also wrote down someone who never wants to stop growing, which we just went through. Yeah, in any way, and people just don't see growth as just one area of your life. I want to grow in my faith, and trusting God and everything. And, actually studying scriptures more and reading the Bible every single day and all the things, not missing church. But also in my relationships. How do I handle them? Who am I being? How am I acting around them? One thing I struggle with is sometimes I'm a chameleon. I just tell people what they want to hear. And I don't want that. I want to tell them what I really think, and that's something I really need to work on and grow in, and hopefully I can do that. So yeah, growth, relationships, every aspect of your life, there's always an area where you need to grow. Yeah, so my next question I wrote down was one life lesson I learned at a young age. It's not really, it is a life lesson, but something my dad said, and he called it our family motto. Love that guy to death. He said, work hard, play hard. He told me this when I was about, shortly after we moved into the new house. It was 8 or 10, somewhere in there. But he made an emphasis. And it's not just work hard, play hard, have fun in your life, but it's a little bit bigger than that. The work comes first, even in the saying, work hard, that comes first. So you have to do the work and work as hard as you can so that you can play. Play hard is, it's not a privilege. It's not something you are given. It's not something that you just get to wake up and just play all day, like when you were 2 or 3. It's something that earned. It's something that's earned. Really, you got to grind, and then you can take your vacation. So like if you want to travel the world, say, you want to go to Brazil, that's where it's not cheap. Nothing's cheap in this world anymore. But so you got to grind. Grinding can look so different for so many people. That could be just saving money. That could be just putting in extra hours on the job. That could be changing your lifestyle, changing your diet, getting in the shape you want to be in. So yeah, that was definitely something I never forgot. And it also shows me that what you say to your kids at a young age, it really matters. There's some things that are going to stick that they'll never forget. And me at 8 years old, never forgot that. If that was, Logan, you're worthless and you're never going to amount to anything, my dad would never say this and never has. But if that was, and that's what stuck, what do you think I'm going to take away from that? So really think about what you tell your kids and how you want them to grow and how each word is going to affect their life, because you never know what's going to stick. As a mentor, you never know what's going to stick. The next question I got on here is, what was your high school experience like? Oof. Man, I ain't gonna lie, straight grind, which was awesome. Like I said, I wanted to be a college basketball player since I was in second grade. So when I got into high school, I took that to the next level. I was the kid that got up at 4:30 a.m. and was at the gym by 5 and worked out before school and hopped in the shower and went to school. But that's a lot of that comes with that. It's a lot of sacrifice. I never went out. I didn't go out on weekends. I just grinded the whole time, and it taught me a lot about hard work and discipline and great values that I have today. But I wish I would have. I don't regret anything about my high school experience, but I wish I would have enjoyed it a little more. It took back, like Dad said, play hard. I feel like I didn't play that much. Sometimes it costs you relationships, that I wish I could have back now, but yeah, it's the way life goes. So I was a dual sport athlete. I played football in the fall, and that took up a lot of time, and I would get up at 4, hit the gym, do my basketball workouts in the morning for an hour and a half or so, 2 hours. Then I'd hop in the shower, I'd go to school, and then I'd go to football practice. By the time you get home, it's 7, eat dinner, go to bed, on repeat, the whole season. And then that would roll right into basketball season, which was same thing. I didn't work out as much in the mornings during basketball season. I just kind of went to practice, maybe got some extra shots up here and there. Basketball season was a big grind, and it took all of my mental about that. I always thought about the games, watched the film, did all those things, but also balanced school. I got 1 A- in high school, so I was a 3.98 something student. My parents always stressed, how important school was, and it really was. I got so many blessings and scholarships from it that it helped put me through college. But then, after basketball season would get over, I'd take about a week off, and we would jump into fall ball or in this spring, like club ball, travel ball type deal. And again, I was up every morning. I'd back up at 4, and we were in the gym at 5 and put that work back in. And then 3 days a week, I would go see a personal trainer and go hit the weights with them. And then the other 2 days, I would be at fall ball practice or spring ball practice, sorry. And being in the middle of nowhere, there's no club teams, travel teams around me, so we're driving an hour there and an hour back to get to these things, and it really shows you what your body can do when you got to travel like that and work out that much. But yeah, it taught me what hard work really is, and learned a lot of great lessons. And then on the weekends, it was tournaments every weekend, and I had to miss a lot of things because of it. Homecomings and all of those, special things that you get in high school that you don't get anymore. I missed a lot of those for the grind. Don't regret a single thing, but yeah, sometimes I just wish I would have took a little more time to sit back and enjoy it. But I don't think I would be where I'm at today if I didn't, so never regret anything. Jumping into college, my senior year of high school was the true COVID year, and I got a message from a junior college near me that I ended up going to, and he said, well, if you wanted to take some college credits, you can come play for me. It's going to be a short season and everything. So I jumped in with him. I said, great. I started taking online classes at the college, and I wasn't really involved in high school at all. I moved out my senior year. I moved into a trailer and stayed with one of my buddies who was on the team, and learned how to live independently. Huge lesson. And that took 100% mental capacity, and I stayed there for another year. Kept growing. Still lived in that trailer for another year with a different roommate this time. But yeah, so many good lessons. It really put me in a place, humbled me, showed me that you're not the best anymore. From a small school, going into the junior college level, it's, you're a small fish in a big pond now. So forever grateful for that experience and the lessons I learned there. That summer I was fortunate to get a scholarship to Missouri Valley, where I'm currently at. Had fun there. Had a lot of fun, but I also grew a lot. Moving away, all the way to Missouri. It's a couple thousand miles away from home. Nobody knows you. You don't know nobody. It really gives you that freedom. I'm gonna say freedom, and you have nobody to lean on. No family to lean on, but only the relationships that you make. And I made some great friends. Thank you to Grant E. Man, best buddies out there. My first year here, and just naturally, I just grew. Mentally grew. My perspective on life changed. Being exposed to so many different cultures and people, and it just opened my eyes eventually to you can be whoever you want to be. You don't have to be like anybody else around you. That's when the beginning of my mental growth changed, and that's when I found God. It was that year, and laid forth my life to Jesus. But yeah, you don't have to be like anybody else around you. You don't have to be like the community members around you. You can choose, as long as you work towards that, and you're going to have to break old habits. And I'm still trying to break those habits because I'm nowhere near the man that I want to be yet. But I've made a lot of growth towards that person. And choose who you want to be. I think that's the biggest takeaway from my college experience here at Missouri Valley, and my perspective on who I want to be has also changed from when I first got here. My values have changed, and I hope they keep changing, in a positive way, hopefully. The more I learn, the more experiences that I get. Last question that I want to leave you with, that I love to ask people, and I've asked a lot of people as of recently, last 6 months or so. I asked my sister this one night, and I said, what is your definition of wealth? Wealth. Where does your mind go? If you would have asked me a year ago, I'd have went, well, that's how much money you got, right? That's what cars you own. That's what, how much your house is worth, how big your house is. But my perspective on wealth has changed as well. I think in a positive way, maybe not. Maybe you think otherwise. Maybe wealth is just money. I don't know. But to me, wealth is what you get in return of chasing your dream. Let that sink in a little bit. Wealth is what you get from chasing your dream. So if your dream, like me, is to become the best teacher, out there, there's not going to be a lot of money in return of that. It's not a very profitable profession. But I will get, hopefully, a lot of fulfillment and learn what makes people tick and how to make people grow, how to discipline people, how to lead others every day, how to manage stress. These are some takeaways I'm going to hopefully keep learning how and get better at. So what is your dream? What is the dream? If from this podcast, my new dream is hopefully take this podcast off and actually touch the hearts and souls of a bunch of people all over the world. I don't know what I'm going to get. Great communication skills. Hopefully, one of my goals in life is to be a great communicator, be able to talk to anyone out there about anything. And that there's a lot of change that got to happen to be there, but I think hopefully that's something I get in return. That's some wealth I will get from this podcast experience, and also be able to be a mentor to a bunch more people. hopefully that's what I get in return of chasing this dream of making a podcast. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with that and let you sit on that for a little while. What is your definition of wealth? What is your definition of wealth? Thank you for listening. A little bit about me. If you have any more questions or if you'd like to come on the show, go ahead and message me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have an email at thewalkoflifepodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, reach out if you have a story you want to tell, or you think you have a message you want to spread to others. I'm open to a lot, so let me know. Guys, have a great week. Peace out. Thank you for listening to the Walk of Life podcast.